So I picked up a motion sensing LED shop light, and I'm going to put this in my crawl space because once in a while you go into the crawl space and turn the light on and you just have one little dim bulb. This is going to brighten it up quite a bit down there, and I won't have to hit the switch, and I won't have to hit the switch on the way out. So this will give me a nice bright space when I go in there to change my furnace filters or to work on my water system or anything like that. It'd be nice to have that kind of light in there. So here we go. So my crawl space is pretty tall. I could even make a bedroom down here if I really needed to. But for now, it's got my water filter, my booster pump, and over there's my water heater and a furnace. And those are all things that you have to maintain from time to time. And I just have that one little light there. And I need to improve the lighting in here so I can see what I'm doing, because I have a few little things that I do in here every once in a while. And I need to bring a flashlight because the light's not good enough to see. So I'm going to mount this shop light on this beam right here. And hopefully that will give me enough light so I can see the filter on the furnace. I can see whatever it is on the water heater I need to play with. And I can change out my filter in nice brightly lit crawl space. So the first thing I'm going to do is go through the hardware package. And since I know I'm going to mount this flush to that beam, I'm only going to use the things that it takes to do that. They give you some chains so you can suspend it from the ceiling, from ceiling hooks, but I have no need for that. So these two little clips are going to be screwed directly to the beam down there, and they'll clamp onto the light, and I'll show you how that goes. They give you these screws. I'm not real fond of them. They probably work fine, but instead I'm going to use these T25 screws that I use for just about everything around here. So it's a familiar screw to me, and I've got this Torx bit driver. T is for Torx, and it holds them very securely, and you drive them into whatever you're driving them into, and they don't strip out. If you've installed many lights or things that come with a hardware package, you'll find that these screws are sometimes just too soft and they'll strip right out, and you can't drive them in any further, and you have a screw that's sticking out part way. I don't want that, so I'm going to use my T25s. I think that's my best option. So now I'm going to mount these brackets to the bottom of this beam, and the one thing you don't want to do is try to hold the screw and the bracket while you're driving it with these driver drills, because if the bracket gets hung up on that screw and your fingers are there in the way, this driver drill has a lot of torque and it doesn't care about your fingers. It'll just rip right through them. So you're best off just not putting the bracket on yet, but to pre-drill your hole, pre-drive your hole. With these T25s, they just drive right in. So to be safe, I've driven that hole, and now I'm going to put the screw on the bracket. Be careful, the screw might be hot. And then find that hole again. And then drive it home. And then the same thing for the other one. Just be very careful when you're using these impact drivers, because they got a lot of torque and they can hurt you pretty bad. So finding that hole again, there we go. Okay, nice and tight, seems centered up. And we just take the light, find one side of the clip on both clips. And then snap it into place. I think we're there. Yep, we're there. Voila. Plenty of light now. That's much better. So the next thing is to situate the remote. It's nice, it comes with batteries and a little holder and some double-sided sticky tape. Stick the batteries in the remote. Now I can turn the power off. Turn it back on. I'm going to set this for 30 seconds for motion. I guess I'm going to have to read the instructions because there's a lot of buttons on this thing. But there it is. It's installed. So the remote comes with this little holder, and you can use the little screws they gave you, or you can just use this double-sided sticky tape if you don't want to use the screws. And that's what I'm going to do in this case. I'm not going to mess around with screws. I'm just going to stick this holder on the wall next to the door. If I ever need to use the remote, I can use it. But for the most part, this light's going to operate all by itself using sensing motion. And so I won't need to hit the switch anymore. Hey, thanks for watching. And if you think this video was useful in any way, please hit the thumbs up button down below. And I'm always working on projects to make life a little bit easier. Some are very simple and some are very complex. So if you like that kind of content, please subscribe to my channel and come back and see what I'm doing next time. Thank you, and have a great day.